Welcome to this edition of Golf Victoria TV. We're here with Marcus Fraser at Peninsula Kingswood Golf Club. Marcus, thanks for joining us today.
Morris.
Obviously, you've just come fresh off your Olympic campaign. Tell us what it was like teeing off on the first day representing your country.
Yeah, it's a bit nerve-wracking. It's you obviously know for a few weeks that you're going to be out there playing for Australia, and then all of a sudden you build up to that first tee shot. But it wasn't too bad. It's probably one of the best tee shots I hit all week, so it was nice to get that one away. But I remember saying to Jace, my caddy, after we walked off the tee, and it just said to him, I said, we're officially Olympians now. So that was pretty cool to have him there. And but yeah, I mean, that tee shot was, it was something I'll never forget, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and we were speaking before about probably you weren't expecting the whirlwind of support that you got from the Australian sporting community. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I was probably a little bit naive going into it, just assuming that it's going to be another week, and then it just gathered legs as the week went on. And having such a good start, shooting 63 the first day, all of a sudden the phone went into meltdown on Thursday night with Twitter and Facebook and messages and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really realise until I got home how much support I was really getting. It was definitely overwhelming.
And did you have a chance before the tournament or throughout the tournament, I suppose, to reflect on how far this game of golf has actually brought you? Have you looked back at your junior days and the VIS days?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm always, I suppose you always look at the fun that you have playing golf, and the most fun I've ever had playing golf was probably pennant and state series and that kind of thing. And that sort of, when I was at the Olympics, that sort of brought back a lot of those memories, because it was just, I would really enjoy being out there, and every other week it's so structured that you're just out there week in, week out. Every week feels the same. But yeah, I mean, the Olympics was pretty cool, and there was definitely time there to reflect and think that a kid from Corowa is now over in Brazil playing for Australia at the Olympics. It was it was pretty humbling.
So you mentioned your opening round 63 earlier. It was an Olympic record at the time, and then tied by Matt Kuchar on the final day. Is it something that you're going to hold close to your heart for a long time?
Absolutely. I think given probably the circumstances of the occasion, and going out there in the first round and shooting that score, it's definitely the best round of golf I think I've played, and it will be for a long time. I think just given the whole arena that it was on, and the occasion, it's something that I'll never forget. And especially birdieing the last to get up and down the last for birdie to shoot 63, and then all of a sudden that stays as the Olympic record for another 4 years is it's pretty cool to have my name against it.
And tell us what the village was like. I know you mentioned you stayed in a house that was close to the course, but did you have a chance to go down to the village?
Yeah, we went down there a couple of nights and had dinner, and sort of just mingled with some other athletes and that kind of thing. And it was great to get down there and see. I mean, it's just huge. You can't appreciate how big it is. And I mean, to have all those athletes in that one area is pretty amazing. And you've got a couple of golfers that just roll on in there and sit down and have their dinner, and sort of all of a sudden you've got guys like Paddy Mills and Bogut and all these guys walking past, and it was a pretty cool experience, and that's something that we'll never forget either.
Did you have a chance to actually see any other Aussies compete? You mentioned some of the Boomers players there. Did you get a chance to watch any other sports? Yeah,
we went and watched them play America I think it was on the Wednesday night before the first round, and unfortunately I didn't get over the line, but they played unbelievable leading for the whole game really, and I think they were leading going into the second half. And then a good mate, Sam Groff, was playing in the tennis, so we arrived I think on the Sunday morning, and then we went over and watched him play on Sunday afternoon. So my wife was over. She went and watched the volleyball, I think, on one of the days. So we got to see quite a bit. It was good.
Excellent. And you had your childhood friend Jason Wallace on the bag. Yeah. Did that add a bit extra for you? Yeah, for sure. I mean, Jason's caddied for me quite a bit over the years, and when to have one of your best mates over at the Olympics caddying for you, it was a bit surreal, really. When I asked him if he'd be interested in coming and do it, he jumped at the chance, and it made it a lot more special for me having Jace there. It made me relax a lot more, and made me enjoy it a lot more as well. I think without him being there, I definitely don't think I would have probably shot that 63 on the first day, and definitely wouldn't have enjoyed it as much as I did with him being there. Now that you've probably had just over a month, I suppose, to reflect on the result, and obviously you were a leader after the first and second round, and right in the hunt for a medal going into the final round. Are you happy with your fifth place finish overall, or does it, I suppose, churn a little bit that you were so close to a medal? I think it does, yeah. I think, obviously leading going into the weekend,
you got a better chance than anybody, so to speak. But I think it is a little bit disappointing not to get a medal. I think more than anything, it would have been great for my kids to have that. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to do it on the weekend. I didn't play great on the weekend, and that's something that will stick with me for a while. But I think if you had said to me at the start of the week I was going to finish 5th in the Olympics, representing Australia, I probably would have taken it. But it's one of those things that you always look back after it's happened, and over the years to come, I think I'll probably look back on it more and more, and it'll play in my mind even more so, I think.
And the format of the actual Olympics had a little bit of controversy going into it. There was probably some strong opinions that maybe it shouldn't have been stroke play. What was your own opinion on the format?
Yeah, I thought they got it wrong with just individual stroke play. I don't think that's what it's about. I think we do that every week of the year with our chosen sport. So I thought it was a good chance to bring the guys and the girls together. That doesn't happen any other week or at any point during the year. So and then especially only once every 4 years. I thought it was a good chance for not only the Olympics but for golf to have the guys and the girls as part of one team out there playing for medals. And I thought I'm not sure who was involved in that, but I thought they got that one wrong. But they did a lot of things right, and unfortunately they didn't get that one right. In my opinion, anyway. Yeah.
And was that the general consensus of the players that at least you heard?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys would have preferred to be a team format. You're there playing for your country, so it's a team occasion. So it made sense to have some kind of team format. But I just felt that I think it was a really good chance to bring the guys and the girls together as part of one team.
And how did Ian Baker Finch fare for team morale? What was his role?
Yeah, he was unbelievable. He was, I hadn't spent a lot of time with Finchy over the years, but I knew him quite well, and he's a funny man with a great sense of humour. And he did so much for us for the week and leading into it, and even afterwards. Finchy doesn't need anyone to sort of describe how important it is for Australian golf, and for him to put his hand up to do that job, and to get to spend a week with him throughout the week and have be able to pick his brain throughout the week and learn as much as possible was a great experience. And I really enjoyed that. Well, that was definitely one of my highlights, being able to hang out in the house with him and hang out on the golf course and try and learn as much as I possibly could from him.
And obviously with such a strong performance at the Olympics, and you won earlier this year on the European Tour as well, have you reassessed your goals, I suppose, for the next couple of years in light of your performances this year?
Not really, yeah. I think it's like I always try and do. I always practice to try and get myself into contention, and that last 9 holes you want to have a chance of winning a golf tournament, and that doesn't change every week or any other week that we go out there and play. So golf's a funny game. You're always out there playing, and you experience loss more than most other sports. At the end of the week, it's very rare that, or over the course of a year or a couple of years, that you actually get to win a tournament. And I've been lucky enough to win a couple of tournaments, but not. When you think you played 350 tournaments around the world and you've only won 5 or 6, the ratios aren't that great for golfers. But I think if I can, I always want to keep improving my game and getting better, because the young kids that are coming through now are ready and raring to go, and they know they can compete straight away. So if the older guys like myself aren't improving, we're going to get left behind pretty quickly.
And obviously you are a favourite son of Peninsula Kingswood here. What kind of reception have you had since you've been back at the club?
Yeah, as I said earlier, with social media, and I had so many messages from members at the club and staff, and then when I came back to, everyone was so excited, and that's the thing that you forget about, that when you are away representing, you are representing your golf club and the community that you live in my hometown, Corowa, and you see how much it means to them when you do come back. That's the thing that you forget when you're away. And I think when you come back and you speak to all those people and see how excited they were, for the club and also for me, it's pretty cool.
Absolutely, and I think we all know the answer to this one, but given the opportunity, will we see you back in the green and gold at Tokyo 2020?
I think the guys that didn't go, I think saw what a success I think the Olympics was, and I think I'll be 42 years of age by then, so I think Yeah, I mean, given the chance, I'd love to go, but I don't think, I think there'll be a lot of guys in front of me in 4 years' time.
Yeah, well, I don't think we'll write you off just yet, but thanks again for joining us on GVTV today, Marcus, and good luck for the rest of the year.
Pleasure, mate. Thank you.